Good evening and welcome, as usual, to your favorite sports program on the Thursday night, the best sports program around. I'm Lockett Sebastian and with me,
Dr. Thompson Fontaine.
And
Emmanuel Loblack.
Lobby, you sure your mic is on?
Yeah, Emmanuel Loblack. Can you hear me?
We're hearing you clearly now, Lobby. Clearly.
All right.
Good night. Ronald Lander hasn't joined us yet. He'll be joining us online.
Okay.
So we'll start with our usual prayer on the Thursday night.
Mm-hmm.
Just trying to get everything studied out so we can have our normal prayer. It's as our lady in the south had suggested some months ago that we should always start with a prayer. So we will just trying to get it going. Yes. So, Lobby, how are you? You okay?
I'm fine for now, Sebastian. Very fine.
Very good.
Just have some concern. My concern is, Sebastian.
Okay, Lobby, hold on. Let's go to prayer now. Yeah.
You've been a good friend. You've been a good father. You've been Lord and Master of our lives. And you have spared us today. And for that, we are very grateful. I thank you, Father God, that in everything we do, you stand as King, as Master, and as Director. Today, I ask, Lord, that you will use this program for your blessing, that you will give wisdom to all of those who are executing the program. And Father God, as you provide them with wisdom, as you cause them, Father, to do what you have to do, that truly, Lord, you will enhance everything that they will do tonight. Bless those who will host it and those who will listen. I ask that you will educate them and that, Father God, you will cause their lives to be enhanced for what you will do with and through this medium this evening. I thank you for doing that, and I give you praise and glory in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Amen.
It is well with my soul. It is well with my soul. My blessed and has shed my soul. It is well with my soul. It is well.
Okay. As the song say, it is well, and I hope everything will be well in the next few days. We might very well need some prayers around here, but Dr. Fontaine will tell us about it in a while. Tonight, though, we have a packed schedule. We're going to have the president, Job Joseph, who will tell us about this big boxing extravaganza, I call it, he had last week. We'll also be speaking to Donnie Robinson. We haven't spoken to him yet about basketball. I think there was a big top of the table clash last night. We'll have Maggie in studio. He had a few Americans here who's playing for his team. So we're going to be hearing from them. We also will speak to the chess people. And of course, we have cricket. As you know, Senior Fountain, the Dominican, made 50 odd today for the under 19, but they lost. The West Indies team lost, but he made 50 odd, which is good. And we're also going to be talking about tennis, Louis. Osaka is back in the semifinals, eh? Osaka. Hold on. And tomorrow night, you have this big game between Djokovic and Carlos Alcaraz, the first semifinal, and also the women's. So a lot of big stuff coming up in the tennis lobby. Big stuff.
Is that the tennis? There's something, as you asked me early on, if I'm fine. There's something that have really, bothered me, Sebastian. I am just witnessing the victimization of Dominica cricketers. Look, I'm hearing that Jamal Hamilton was dropped, all right, from the Windward franchise. Mm-hmm. We also had Tyson and Benjamin. We had Holt. What's going to happen? I think we got Sammy and the president of the West Indies board on our program. I think it is fitting next week for us to have the president or the vice president, the secretary of the Cricket Association on our program, because we need to know what is really happening, why our players are being victimized, why.
Okay, noted. But the first thing we want to discuss tonight, guys, there's an impending storm that is on the horizon, and obviously a lot of people concerned, they want to know, and Dr. Fountain, the man is right here. The man to tell us about hurricanes and storm is right in studio. So Dr. Fountain, over to you for that.
Yeah. Wow, Sibo, well, good evening again to our many listeners. And we have a situation where we very well could be facing some weather by the middle of next week. And something happened today as a tropical wave that came out the coast of Africa on Monday. Today is Thursday. And this thing just slowed down to 5 miles an hour yesterday. And usually when they slow down like that, they become better organized and then become hurricanes. So there's an expectation that this system will become a tropical storm by the weekend, all right? Most likely by the weekend. And then soon after, it's possible that it could develop into a hurricane. What is worrisome about this particular storm is, given where it is now, the distance from the islands. If it becomes a tropical storm or even a hurricane over the weekend, then it still has some time to go before it gets to the islands. And that is the worry about it. Now, probably the only good thing that we could hope is that it turns up to the north, which could happen. That's a possibility, but you will not know until it forms. Because only after the hurricane has formed that you can better track it. And that's the reason why it's usually 7 days off. Forecasters cannot tell you exactly where, and they have this white cone. So if you look at the cone that is being put forward by the weather people in Florida, the National Hurricane Center, they have the cone all the way down to St. Vincent in the south, up to Antigua in the north. That's how wide. It means that any of those areas could be impacted at this very early stage. But once it is formed, then you'll have a clearer direction, because once the storm is formed, then the steering mechanism of that storm is very much pronounced. And the other thing, as I was reading just a few minutes ago to prepare for this, I noticed that a low pressure system has formed alongside the tropical wave. Now, low pressure systems, that is where hurricanes are born. Hurricanes are born within low pressure systems. So you have two types of weather systems. You have a high pressure system, where you have winds operating at the upper levels of the atmosphere. And then you have the low pressure system, which is closer to us in our atmosphere, where you have those hurricanes being formed. So there is a very good likelihood now. And in fact, they're saying there's a 90% chance that there will be a tropical storm formed. The big question, of course, is whether or not it will impact Dominica or any of the islands. That we will know once the storm is formed. Today's Thursday. If it forms Saturday, Sunday, you'll get a very good sense what's going to happen by Wednesday, Thursday.
Well, we really need prayer, Dr. Fountain, because Dominica really.
I know we cannot.
A hurricane now.
We cannot take it.
We can't take a hurricane now. Dominica.
And this is worrisome, because initially it was moving, very quickly at 15 to 20 miles, and it just suddenly slowed. And once it slows like that, and they say that there is nothing, the conditions are very conducive, and especially there, the ocean is extremely hot. So it is absorbing all of this moisture. And also there is very little warm air. So there is no, in other words, there is no resistance there at this point in the Atlantic to the formation of the storm. So it will definitely form. That is Tropical Storm Gabriel, which may become Hurricane Gabriel. The only question is where exactly it will.
Yeah, we really, Lobby, we have to do some prayers, boy, Lobby, because we can't take a hurricane now. Honestly, a lot of people, I'm sure, wish that thing doesn't come around. We have a caller. Good evening.
Good evening to all.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening.
Hey, La Papa, we cannot take more. We have one in office already, and we cannot take none else. Thank you.
Yes, I know. But you know, Sibo, I don't want anybody to be panicking at this stage.
Right.
There will be enough notice, as I said. But we have to wait, because the timing when the storm forms is absolutely critical. Like when it actually becomes a tropical storm,
okay, right,
is critical, because that is the time it becomes steerable. Right now, it's just moving with the general rotation of the Earth, gradual, westerly. But once it is formed, then it is now governed by the high pressure systems in the area, and that is the high pressure that will tell it where to go, basically, because the winds around a hurricane in the low pressure follows the winds in the high pressure, and that's the reason why it depends on where that is. So no need to panic just yet. Enough time to pray.
Good evening, caller. Good evening.
Sibo, good evening.
How are you, my dear?
Dr. Fountain and Nobla.
Yes.
Sibo, I just want to thank Dr. Fountain. Yeah, Sibo. When you see he's talking about storms and hurricanes, you see how he explaining that down to the earth, so the ordinary man can understand that. Sibo, you understand?
Well, that's why I always call on him. In fact, even off. We're not on air. Normally, if I hear something come by, I would text him and ask him, because
And Sibo, I will never stop saying when Hurricane Maria passed Sibo, I'm telling you. When other people were saying Category 3, he said it was Category 5. Sibo, and remember, he told people that were living close to rivers and so. Sibo, he told us, get out, save yourself. Sibo, I can never forget that. And after he says the Hurricane 5, that is when I took off Sibo. Thank you very much, Dr. Fong.
Yes, well, there's no better teacher when it comes to that. We have another caller. Good evening.
Sorry again to call again. I have to thank Dr. Fountain today. But the person that was on the line there this morning, they just get me off. I don't call his radio again. When he's on, he knows himself. So thank you, Dr. Fountain. And Mr. Joshua Francis did a good job with you during Maria.
Yeah, well, you see, that's what I'm saying. It's people like that you need to explain to you, because you see, as I said, there's no better person than Thompson Fountain to explain to you about that thing. And as I say, I trust him when it comes to that. Even every time I would message him, and then everything he says, you always get the exact thing. Because
I remember when you messaged me about it. You remember when Sri Lanka played about the weather?
Right. Yes.
Bang on that.
Yeah, I love that when it comes to that, man. Good evening, caller.
Sibo.
Yes.
That's Teacher Lufa. Good night to Dr. Fountain and my partner Lubla.
Yes.
Sibo, you know one thing I noticed over many years as a teacher?
Right, go ahead.
Every time, don't laugh.
No, I'm not laughing. I'm listening to you.
We have a summer approaching.
Every time what, sir? Every time what?
Every time single open a summer approaching.
Oh, okay. So, what is happening there? Yeah. Dr. Lufa, you left us?
Yes.
He's gone. Yeah, he was just saying that every time school is approaching, that we have a hurricane looming. That's what I think that's what I got from what you were saying. Yes. So, yeah. So, well, boy, we really don't want that, and I only hope that it goes away. We got to pray. We have plenty praying people in Dominica. So let us hope that thing goes away. Yes. Hold on. Have you got Ronald Landa? Is there?
Yes.
Ronald, good evening.
Good night.
Good evening. Have you been praying? I know your man. You always send me prayers every day, so I hope you pray so that storm disappears.
I have a good relationship with my Jehovah God. I always pray to God every day.
Okay, I hear you. Lobby, what you were saying?
You cannot. It's something that you expect, Sebastian, every year, every year. So
Well,
prayer,
yeah, you expect it, but it doesn't mean it has to come.
prayer
It
is
has
an
to happen.
ongoing. Listen, it's ongoing. It's ongoing, and we have to be prepared. The thing is, that means you have to be prepared. You can't be caught at Erica. We had David. We had Maria. All right, and I'm happy the way Doc has been explaining as a former teacher is, to the T. But we have to start. Remember, Sebastian, those days they said that September, remember October, all over. They gone out of days. So it
Well,
goes
it's all November now. You might even get hurricane when they say.
December.
Yeah. So you have to be very careful. But you know what I don't understand this country? You have somebody a resource person like that, and you would think that other races and even other people would try to have somebody like to assist them. Because I don't think none of the people. I mean, how I would say it. I don't want to sound negative to say that the people they have working at the metaphysical, of course they're good. But if you have a resource person like that, why not embrace him and so that you could help, he could assist? And I'm sure none of the people they have there could really be as good as Dr. Fountain. I mean, as I said, due respect to them, I don't want to bring down anybody, but somebody like that, you would think you'd embrace him because the whole country benefits. Because if a storm is coming and you don't get proper information, a lot of people could perish, my brother. A lot of people could perish.
Yes, and then also I noticed that there is a lot of anxiety as well.
Yes.
So sometimes the storm is out there, it's going to miss us, but people still panic because they don't have the right information, and they think that's going to, to impact us. So having the right information is critical.
Oh, yes, certainly is. Good
Timo.
evening. Caller.
Yes, Sibo.
Hold on, Lobby, hold on. Good evening.
Well, I am excited because once Dr. Fountain speaks, all other radio stations can say what they want. If here I want to hear, when I hear him, I know it is to take off for speak. Thank you.
Cool. Now, there's another issue, Lobby, before you come. I have to ask Dr. Fountain, and I want to hear from you. Because earlier this week, we heard on the radio this new thing about the confirmation. Now, the first thing I want to ask, is there any other country in the Caribbean where they have confirmation? I know of re-registration. And these things seem to be confusing people. And what I would say to you, Dr. Fountain, you are the leader of a party, and you must get your party ready. People, I mean, right now, for everybody to be able, I think you all should have meetings now, retreats, and get together. Because, I will tell you something. Look at what happened in Jamaica yesterday. Anytime you have a low turnout, it benefits the party in power. You're in a situation like more than half the voting population in Jamaica decided they doesn't care.
Yes,
We are not going to vote.
40%,
It doesn't really matter who win and so on. That benefits the government because you had 40% of the voting population that voted yesterday. So the government sits pretty. By the way, I called Wavell Hines. I congratulated him. He won a seat for the PNP.
Oh, okay.
Wavell Hines, former cricketer, spoke to him this morning. I know they were disappointed. They really felt because the polls before from a noted Anderson, and he never is wrong, but he was wrong yesterday.
Yeah, because of the voter turnout.
Exactly. He suggested he thought that PNP would have won 39 seats and the government would have won, and the other way around. So I'm saying to you, this thing seems to be confusing. You need to get your supporters ready, let them know what they have to do. And because you see, I hear this lady saying, and it's strange that you're going to start a reconfirming when people are going to be in the country to facilitate them. And I'm saying to Dr. Fountain, it is time you get your people ready, let people know what they have to do, and you all must be constant dialogue to let people know what's happening, Dr. Fountain.
No, Sibo, I agree with you wholeheartedly. In fact, we just came from a meeting this afternoon there with our constituency associations, and we're discussing just this exact same topic to begin the process of informing people as to what needs to be done. But the sadness, the thing that is saddest about this whole thing is that one of the major areas, which was the residency criteria, that where people felt that because they were bound to this country over a period of time, that they had a stake in the government. That thing is now completely removed. So you could have been away for 40 years now.
And you just come and vote.
On the list, you confirm, you can continue to vote. You don't have to live in Dominica. This residency criteria is completely gone. And that to me is a tragedy. And that's the reason why we fought so hard for re-registration and not confirmation. But at the end of the day, that is what the parliament went with, and confirmation is what we have. The good thing about this, and we spoke about it on our program last week, I was hoping that the government of Dominica and the electoral office in particular would not disenfranchise anyone who wants to confirm their names. And now the process for confirmation is very similar to register for the first time. So although you're supposed to have a government issued ID to confirm, if you do not have a government issued ID, you can confirm with a birth paper and an affidavit from somebody who knows you. So that I think is important, so that people don't have to go on this big expense of getting a passport or something. If they don't have a government issued ID, they can use the process they would normally use, which is a birth paper and an affidavit from somebody who knows you in the constituency to go in and confirm.
We have a caller.
We have a
Yes,
caller.
yes, my mentor. Hello.
Good evening.
Let's see what the overseas line says.
Good evening. Hello. Hello, are you there?
This overseas line, or it's forever. Wait.
Yeah, it's causing a
My
problem.
mentor. Hello.
Yeah, Ronald, go ahead.
Yeah. My mentor, Julius Timothy, always said to me, the worst thing that you can find is a man holding on to a job that he cannot do. And you guys over the last 3 elections, manipulating elections to win elections, and they cannot do the work. Look at the state of our country. Look at the state of production. Look at the state of our infrastructure. We're in a very, very poor state in Dominica. And guys are insisting that they remain in power, holding on to a job that they cannot do. Dominicans, you've got to take that very seriously. See what we're going to move out of this area. I know we're going to move out of this area very soon, and we're going to take the thing and so on. I would want to extend sympathies to Brendan Williams on the passing of his father. A lot of athletics is taking place now. TLR4 was just 4th place in Zurich, and another competition, the World Athletics Championship, is coming in Tokyo, and TLR4 is going to be there. Dominic Luke and Trinise Hamilton. I hope that next week we can get Mr. Williams to give us a update on what's happening.
Okay, Ronald, just hold on. We have a caller there. Good evening. Hello, caller.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, yeah.
Dr. Kamsa Fountain,
Yes, sir. Good evening.
Ruby, and Sibo,
And Ronald, yeah.
and Ronald Lander. Let me tell you something. From the time I heard the lady talk about that, you were supposed to register. So I said, but what happened to somebody that hasn't got a passport, no social security? What about your birth certificate? You could go to your birth certificate, get somebody to identify you, yes, you either from the area or where you come out, and so on. Like the days before, you have to leave that open. You must leave this thing open. You can not everybody who have a passport, not everybody in Dominica who have a social security, which I show off. So you cannot come and get out like that and say you must come with a birth certificate, a bank. This is nonsense. That's crap. That is just disenfranchising certain people.
Yeah,
Right,
it's
so I'm
worrying.
glad that's taken care of.
Yeah, it's worrying.
This-
Yeah.
But the confirmation, this is not the best. I mean, to keep people who are out of Dominica all of these years on the list, I think it's just...
No, but there's some people probably don't even know, haven't been to Dominica for, as you say, 40 years, and they just come. And there, obviously, some people might have probably get an assistant to come for Creole, and they will come and do the nonsense. Anyway, let's take this caller. Good evening. Hello. Overseas line again. We're having problems. Somebody from overseas trying to get us. Yeah, guys. So this is a problem, and a lot of people could end up not being registered. And like I say, you saw the situation in Jamaica yesterday. You do not want to have a problem like that, because when people don't vote, the incumbent benefits from that. And anytime you have a low turnout, and I was saying to Dave Cameron, the former West Indies board president, this morning, we had a long chat, and I said, Prezi, I call him Prezi, I have to blame you all, because your party should ensure that people go to vote, and a lot of probably your supporters did not go to vote, and hence the reason why the government won, because
And it was close. I mean, it's a
Yeah.
close competition.
in fact, last night while you were listening, at one point the prime minister was losing,
Yeah.
With only about 4 boxes to go. The person against Wholeness was giving him a run and was leading him. Yeah.
It was close.
So it's in fact 34-29, 5. I mean, if the opposition were 2 more seats, they had 31. So it could, in fact, at one time it was 32-31, 32, and then things changed with a few boxes to go. So it's important that this registration or whatever, and I'm trying to wonder what is the problem where people cannot just re-register. Why it
I'm not
is
sure that would be a simpler process,
simple.
a quicker process.
Why?
It would, it would
Why it
happen.
is that these
Yes,
people have
yes,
difficulty in that? Why?
But the kind of manipulation that this government is prepared to go through of the electoral process just to stay in office is frightening. Huh?
Yeah,
I mean, look at the amount of manipulation that they're going through. First with the legislation, and now we're going to say even the timing of when they start and so on. I mean, it's ridiculous.
It is really worrying, man. And I just hope this thing doesn't turn up in violence and so on. I mean, you want peace, you don't want the war. That's what you want. You want the peaceful process. But I find sometimes, and sometimes the registering places, why do you have places where I heard about some, I don't know, the addresses where people can go. And some people who in government, the location is their residence. I don't understand that. I'm trying to understand what is really going on there, honestly. And it is something else. Anyway, we're going to take our first break. Before we break, let us say thank to Josephine Gabriel for giving us some Tropiton water. We want to say thank you to them because, it's always good to encourage local, Local, Tropiton. We had some bad press given to Tropiton. Tropiton is the best. I'll say it's local. We'll encourage people to drink Tropiton water while they're in Dominica. And the more you sell, the more jobs you keep in Dominica. We'll take our first break now.
Where in Roseau, Kima used you can just walk in and order all your chicken parts, wholesale, and even enjoy retail. It's at AC Shillingford. All chicken parts available that you can afford fresh breast. And breast is best. Shillingford wings have muscle. After you eat it, you can fly. As for Shillingford chicken drumsticks, even swinging stars just order drumsticks from Shillingford. And for those of you who love full AC Shillingford keeps your belly full. Buy your chicken wholesale at AC Shillingford. From wings to thighs to drums to breasts to backs to necks. It's available. It's always available and it's affordable. Plus, you've got pork feet, ham and turkey, bull foot, chicken nuggets, pepperoni, all those right seasonings to make your kitchen keep on ticking. Buy your wholesale chicken at AC Shillingford. When you think of chicken, think of AC Shillingford. Always ready.
When you want the best, you do shop at the sea. Better than the rest, go shop at the sea. And the husband will shop at the sea. You get more for life, shop at the sea. Shop at the sea, yeah, shop at the sea. Shop at the sea, what is that? Shop at the sea. Yes, family, customer friendly. With free locations, it's so convenient. And our price is that's where you belong. So tell your mama, tell your papa, shop at the sea. Tell your son and your daughter, shop at the sea. Auntie, nan, and cousin, friend, open power, all of them. Got my grandpa, open neighbor, girlfriend, boyfriend, side. Shop at the sea. Shop at the sea. Shop at the sea. Shop at the sea. Check us out at Watersville, High Street, and downtown Rose. The New India Insurance Company has reopened its doors in Portsmouth, offering the same great services you get in Roseau. Motor vehicle insurance.
I don't know why my picture is not coming on.
Fire and related perils. Public liability, and so much more. Come, visit
when I switch up, I just not see my picture, but the voice going for.
Touch on Bay Street, Portsmouth, or call us at 445.
Let me see what they are.
We are ready to serve you. Dominican, enjoy your property, protect your property. You hold and businessman. Protect your property, insure your property. Can't wait for the hurricane, can't wait till your flood again, can't wait till your roof fly out and all your business running out. Remember, no insurance company will insure your property when a storm is approaching. Get ahead of the hurricane season. Insure with a company who gives you the assurance of payment for your valid claim. Come speak with us today at the New India Assurance Company Limited, upstairs AC Shillingford and Company Limited, 24 King George Street, Roseau. Bring along an up-to-date valuation from a qualified engineer and get insured today. Looking for a quiet, relaxing place to stay? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Leaving the office late and need somewhere close to town? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Business clients coming in and need accommodation? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Looking for group accommodation? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Located at 37 Goodwill Road in Portersville, upstairs ACS Supermarket. Enjoy our semi-self-contained rooms with private washroom, bathroom, Wi-Fi, air condition, cable network, mini refrigerator, all in a non-smoking environment. Call or WhatsApp at 1767-275-1899 or email us at info@portersplaceguesthouse.com to make your reservations. Porter's Place, your home away from home. Fit for a king, a queen, and all their royal subjects.
Yes, we're back, and we're going to be talking boxing. The president of the boxing should be here any minute now, so he should be joining us. As I say again, I will say that as the ads just went by, we can't forget Del Nagy Sports Store, who have sponsored this program at some point. For the best in sneakers and t-shirts, you go to Del Nagy's between Jolly and AC Shillingford. You can't forget AC Shillingford as well, who have sponsored that program for the longest while, years. And as I said, Tropita has been kind to us to donate some Tropita water so the people on the program, our guests as well as the hosts, can get some local water. And say again, it's always good to encourage local.
Yes, indeed. And Simple, just to let the person who is trying to call us on the overseas line, that if they can call just 767-449-3095, they will be able to get in. But somehow we're not able to connect with the overseas line at this point.
Well, I'm sure they're hearing you.
So yeah, I hope they're listening, because they've been consistently trying to call the overseas line and we're not having any success there. So they can call the local line and we'll be happy to put them on.
Yes, so any minute now we should have Job Joseph to talk about this boxing last week. I understand that Dr. Fong, you met him, the bass guitarist for Signal Band.
Yes.
He was one of the boxers.
Yes.
He was one of the boxers on Saturday night.
It was a nice thing, but I expected a larger turnout there.
The crowd wasn't all that
it
big.
Was not as big, and we'll probably talk
Job
about
about
that. But again, it depends on the amount of time, because I only heard about it actually for the first time when he came.
When he came there, right?
On the first day, that was 2 days before the event. So I don't know what kind of publicity was done, and that is something. Because I'm sure that people will be excited. I saw some things going around, some clips of the heavyweight guys going around.
Well, he's right there.
That is very good. That is very encouraging, because there seems to be some growing
in the boxing ring.
In the boxing, So we're very happy about that.
Well, he's right there with us, the president, Mr. Job Joseph. Good night, sir.
Good night. How are you doing, man?
Good. Well, Dr. Fountain was saying, he was at the meet and he was just saying about, he thought there should have been more people, the crowd should have been bigger. You care to comment about it?
Well, to be honest, when you look at sports in Dominica, I think the crowd was exceptional based on how sports are in Dominica right now.
Right.
I would give you the crowd an A+.
Okay.
Very, very good. And I'll tell you why. When we look at our tickets we had in our bag, it shows that the finance we made was money tickets. At the same time, there was so much people coming at the same time. We had to just sell and we got cut in.
Okay.
And Tickets was going for $5 and $10.
So you were satisfied with the crowd?
Yeah, we had over 400 people persons here when we watch our sales.
Okay,
Over
okay.
400 persons paid to come inside.
Okay, well, that's not
At
bad.
$5 and $10.
Okay. But let me ask you, though, about the boxing itself. Were you impressed with what you saw on the night?
Yeah, I would say it that way. From 1 to 10, I'll give it an 8.
Okay,
Although some people tell me I am a very hard marker because they give it a 10.
You see, some people give it 10 out of 10.
Yeah, but I think I will give it an 8 or 7.5. The match I love the most, and most people don't really talk about it, was the first match with the two 14-year-olds. They were the first match and they set the standard. And that, I think, lift up the whole night because that the others have to follow, have to come good. So that was the beginning. The last time I was there, I told you to remember one name, two names, Ozil Joseph and Ali Shillingford. Actually, what really happened, the guy that had to fight Ozil. Ozil also a 14-year-old. But if you see him, you'll think he fighting since his mother's stomach. And I was disappointed because the opponent from the States did not make it.
Okay. Oh.
And that match, I was looking for it very, very much because he's training very hard. And so myself, 14-year-old, yes, he's 14-year-old, but he looks like a guy that 20 when he box.
Mm-hmm.
And I was disappointed that the guy from US couldn't have to make it for some other reasons why. But overall, the match were good. The preview were good. But we got some feedback from the match commission. And one of them is that we can't have an next fight in Dominica unless we get a good boxing ring.
Wow.
And if you have local, they may accept it for local boxing, no overseas fighters.
People will come if you don't have a proper ring.
But to get the next match with overseas fighter, even though it's one overseas fighter, we must have a proper regulation boxing ring.
Well, let me ask you that. Okay, 1 minute, Bobby. Let me ask you that. Now that you have said that, what are you doing to get Dominica boxing ring as the president?
Well, what I can do is, there are no things I can do. And I ask people that if they have other ideas they can give me, I'm willing to take advice from everybody. Because one hand cannot clap. So like when we would send stuff on Kyrie or on DBS or on Q, and we'd have to do advertisement and whatever, they could help us by giving us donations. Like we don't have to pay for things. So that all the money we can get.
Oh, you're saying about the register can be a sponsor?
Yes.
Okay.
All that money we can get, instead of pay, we can use that money to help. We'll also write to different private investors. We'll write to the government. We'll write to the Olympics and anyone on board, because a boxing ring is not very expensive. It's about 15 to 20,000 US for a boxing ring.
But have you identified an area where you could put the ring?
Yeah. We can get a boxing ring in the States. We can get it.
But where? I'm talking about Dominica.
No, but
an area where
the one we have, we can train it.
Okay.
That one we get into a competition.
Right.
So wherever we have a competition, in the Windsor Park or
you would just put it in. Okay.
We can have competition in our ring is okay for training.
Right.
But it's not suitable for competition.
Okay. Lobby, you wanted to ask a question, or you're going to ask a question?
Brother Job, how are you?
I cannot complain, man, Lobby, man. How are you doing yourself?
I'm happy you're still holding the fort, you know.
Trying my best.
Yeah. First of all, who are the coaches you have presently helping you?
Well, myself and Macklin.
Just two of you alone?
Yeah, we had Roy Cook, which used to be a boxer, but Roy Cook migrated to Canada. And we also had Coach John from America, but now we're back in the States. And also Coach Williams from England is back in England. So it's only myself and Macklin are training. We have over 30-something boxers full time now.
With 30-something boxers full time. So where do you train? First of all?
We still train at the Windsor Park. Under the Thomas Kentish stand.
Okay. So you have installed, you have your punching bags.
No, we can't hang up nothing on the walls. We got nothing. That's all we do is a boxing ring. We give them different drills and we do what we can. We try our best to do what we can do without what we need.
No, but I know. But the punching bag is very important.
Oh, it's more than the most important thing in the gym.
I know
but in that we are not place to put it up. We have to work with what we have.
Okay, I know. And listen here. Now, you just said about the ring in terms of sponsor, and right now you're a member of IBA. Is that correct?
No, we're not a member of IBA. We're a member of World of Boxing.
Okay, World of Boxing. Are you all, as a World of Boxing, is the local association part of the DOC here in Dominica?
Yes.
So if you are a part of the DOC, you should be able to get assistance to get a proper boxing ring.
Well, the DOC have never tell us no for anything we ask. To be honest, never tell us no.
Well,
There are a number of persons that I would ask, and they will give him the they can give a 10 cents, they'll give a 5 cents.
No,
the
no,
government of Jamaica never tell us no for anything.
No, but Joe, let's I understand what you're saying is that if such is the case, so why don't you let somebody write your secretary, put up a proposal to the because that's what the DOC
Well,
is.
as we're talking, that's been done.
Okay.
Yeah, that's been done as we're talking.
So as you said earlier on, in terms of getting sponsorship, yes, it's good, But what about looking towards about insurance for the players? Insurance. Is there any movement to get players insured?
Well, that's a thing that we have been looking to more than one way. Like when we're traveling to international games, the DOC themselves insures. That's compulsory. You must be insured when you're going out of Dominica to compete because you cannot go and compete without getting insured. The next thing we have to look into when we're having local games to get insurance for our local boxers. That is something that we need to do. I don't think it's only in boxing, but it should be done in every sport. You can get a broken leg in football, you can get a broken leg in basketball, a broken shoulder. So across the board, I think it should be done for all the sportsmen.
No, but especially for as a sports person, I am as a person involved in contact sport.
Yeah,
that's which that boxing is different from football and other basketball and so on. You can get because in contact sport, what's the in terms of how easy you can get injured. But what movement do you all have? You have presently in terms of getting some assistance, because just two of you all, because McLean is not, McLean, he has done a lot for boxing, all right? And I'm saying this, what movement you all have in terms of getting assistance?
All right, we're on a training move. We're on a training, that one of our things that we're going on a training move for doctors, for referees, and for coaches. We have identified 2 young guys that used to box before. I can call their name. One is Kenneth Williams. And one of the guys we identified to go and do some coaching courses. So that's the way we have to go forward. We have to look at the young boxers. We can get 30 to 20 years into them to go and train, just like the young doctors and young referees. But the funny thing about boxing, I agree with you 100%, Lobby, that it's different than other sports. And if you just look at the sport, you'll think it have more injury than other sports. The facts, you can check it on your laptop, go and check online. The facts of the matter is, there are more injuries in basketball and football than boxing. Check it for yourself.
No, but I agree. I agree with you, but Joe, is in terms of what can happen. Yes, what can happen is in terms of where you have more players on a basketball court, more players on a football field. But is there 2 guys in the ring? Anything can happen.
Let's watch at the game that Sibo love very much, cricket. How many guys that got killed in the last 10 years in cricket? How many guys that got killed in boxing in the last 10 years? Is it possible? People say, what? But when you watch the records, it's cheese.
But yet still, I still think that in terms of insurance.
I agree with you. There should be insurance. I agree with you. I'm not going against you. But I'm saying that because it's a contact sport, most people think it's more dangerous. I don't think so. And the statistics doesn't show that.
But as you talk about the insurance there, what I would suggest, there are few insurance companies around Dominica. Why don't you speak to a few of them and see if you can get one to be like a sponsor for the box, so that way they could cover.
I never thought of it that way. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, speak to go to one of them or most of them, see which one, and that way they can be a sponsor to cover you guys. So that way you will not have to pay, and they will adopt the Boxing Association and insurance company.
Brilliant idea. I never thought of it that way.
Yeah,
that's a brilliant idea.
So I would suggest that to you. That is one way of getting sponsorship, and like I said, they can adopt the Boxing Association. So that way you save some money. And as you rightly said too, you can use the press. You write here, use various talk shows to help boost your program, Joe. That's what I would like to see.
One of the other feedback that was given to us by the sports person that came down, the sports coordinator, or the person that was in charge of the fights, to say yes or no, we can go on. One of the things they told us is, we can't be having fight once a year, once every 2 years, once every 3 years.
I agree with that too. That's too long.
They tell us minimum, we should have fight at least every 2 months.
Right.
Because our boxers...
Well, 2 months might be a bit tough for you.
No, I say it will maybe have to, because our boxers are at least at disadvantage. We have boxers in Dominica. The last time they fight was 2023.
Well, yeah, that's too long. Yeah,
and you would sit in the ring. You would sit in the ring. And the guys are going to fighting every other month or every month.
Yeah,
but Joe, you said about the previously the length of time. Was there a problem for a venue? to establish a ring, because I think that was the problem, getting a venue. We could have a spot. For
No, the
example,
problem wasn't getting a venue, because if we write to the Masak committee, they would tell us yes. If we write to the Windsor Park committee, the stadium, they would tell us yes. So it was more than just the venue. That will leave ring, the different logistics. That will leave the ring, that will leave preparation of boxers, and a lot of other stuff. And we were just going through some problem with the IOC and the WB. There was big politics, and we wasn't sure what happened. So we have to make sure everything is in order before we go further.
Ronald, you want to ask a question?
Yes, I had a little technical problem there, but I'm back on. We started back the boxing going again. What continuous capacity building programs that we have in place for coaches or officials and medical support?
Yeah, you were off for true. You had problem because they'll be asking the same question. I tell them we're going to move forward training young coaches, referees, and medical personnel. Actually, I want to make it very clear that 7 Dominican doctors were certified out of the 8. 7 were certified. 1 will not make it through, and I think because they had to do all the program and 1 miss a class, so 7 were certified. Make it very clear.
Was it an online program?
No. The doctor from Grenada came to Dominica
and did the program.
And actually, she was one of the sponsors of the fight.
Yeah? Okay.
And we actually pay her $0.0 for that. She charged about $3,000 US. And the other thing is, the referees that did the course, they wasn't certified. Generally, certified to matches in Dominica. But there is a course in Grenada in November. And I look to set up about 3 or 4 certified to the Caribbean Games.
Yeah, Job, I'm just wondering, after having seen what happened over the weekend and so on, I'm just wondering what plans are there to ensure that it's sustained. Because I remember a period when the boxing was hot. I remember there was a time we had several good boxers, and you guys were doing very well internationally, but it seems as it just kind of died out. And I'm wondering now that it's coming back, what plans you have to really sustain. So people just migrate, and you don't have the quality of guys, staying on.
You're right on that. There was a time when we were flying. 2 things happened. One, after Maria and the COVID, a lot of our senior boxers migrate. If you look at the boxers we have right now, all of them, all who fight Saturday night, never going to ring before in a competition. And Daniel. And they had 1 fight, Daniel had 2 fights. Everybody else was 0 fights, and they did very good for themselves. So they're actually building. That's why it's called a development. That's why it's called a development program. They're actually building forward to see what can happen in the future. Olympics, but the next Olympics, you can have at least 1 or 2 boxers going there. That the guy called Ozil Joseph, he's 14 years, and that's a lot of time in radio, because I think I don't train him to be that good, or Macklin. I mean, the natural talent. I don't think you can train Darren Lara to be good. So, Tendulkar or Pele, that's a natural talent. This Ozil guy, you need to see him first as a natural talent.
I noticed you are a musician and a boxer too. The guy from Signal Band.
Yeah.
In fact, I introduced him to Dr. Fontaine for the first time.
Okay, all right.
Dr. Fontaine didn't know him. The bass guitarist. But do you see that?
Yeah, he trained, but he lose out when it comes to gas. He had no more gas.
Tired.
Before he came to the ring, he didn't fully stank. So he run short.
Tired quickly. What's happening there? Yellow, go ahead.
Yes, to Job. Job, one of the questions I want to ask, I want to find out. Now you're talking about you with the World Boxing Association, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
World Boxing.
World Boxing.
It's called World Boxing.
Right, World Boxing.
WB.
We have the Lesser Antilles. We are the Greater. Which are the islands are part of the World Boxing body? Right.
Well, it's not about Lesser or
Dominica,
it's about whichever country that feel they should move from IBA and go to World Boxing, and no one forcing anyone to do that. That's a choice of the National Association to do that on their own.
Okay, but What in terms of yes, because yes, I'm looking at the Olympic Games in terms of qualifying for the Olympic Games.
Yeah.
What problem you foresee?
Well,
Long, yeah.
as is, you have to be part of World Boxing to go to the Olympics because IBA has been banned by the IOC.
Okay, so you're saying that right now, besides
Dominic actually, right now, they have 143 countries that join World Boxing. Dominic was the 20th country to join. They were
So-
very early. Because
so
I first what happened in an early age.
so you're saying that, for example, places like Trinidad, Jamaica, Barbados, Bahamas, they are
No, Jamaica, Barbados is part of World Boxing.
World Boxing.
They are part of World Boxing.
What about
I'm not sure, but for the knowledge I have right now, as I said, I'm not sure, so it can be corrected. I don't
Okay.
think that St. Lucia, Grenada,
St. Vincent?
Trinidad, and Guyana, I think they're part of it.
Wow.
Yes, Job. You made mention of a very talented boxer, young talented boxer. Can you mention other great talents that we saw on Saturday?
Yeah, actually, most of the boxers first I said that it was the first time they were going to the ring, and what they show a lot of promise. But as I keep telling boxers or young persons, talent alone cannot bring you anywhere. There is work in it. You must work. You can have all the talent and you don't want to work. You don't go anywhere with your talent. Talent alone cannot bring you anywhere. So you have to put the work with the talent, and you can go very far. So if you have talent, it's a plus.
Because one of the things that I'm going to say about boxing, karate, to fight for 3 minutes, gentlemen, you have to be fit.
Very
You
fit.
You have to be fit. You need endurance, basic endurance. It's not easy. In the ring, it's either when there are two things you can do when the bell ring. Either you pass under the rope or you stand fight. All right, that's it.
But yeah, we need, yeah, Job. I like what's happening, but we need to get a few success stories. To get a few success stories, we either have to get foreign coaches from the affiliated body to come in to work with us, or we've got to get guys on attachment. Are there any opportunities for some of the young guys to get attachments to other
And that's
organizations
the
across
mistakes
Dominica?
we do in Dominica most times. In basketball and football and cricket and whatever thing. We always seems to believe that we have to get an outsider to come and do it. And we'll pay the outsider how much money. But if it's a local, we only pay local nothing. And we had two guys in England, and when they came back, they were paid, the coach would get X amount of dollars to train them in England. And when they came back, they started to laugh. Then what are you laughing for? Then we joke. Them are not nowhere close to what we're doing. But the coach in England get all his money paid by the international body. And they say the guy can't even use pads. But the guy's a free level coach. And they want to pay me that money. So sometimes we look for foreign coaches when we have people capable of doing it and we'll pay them X amount. I'm not saying that we might even get capable coaches outside might be better than all of us. But most times it's not so, believe you me.
Well, you know, on that note,
local coaches certified. We must get our local coaches certified.
Yeah,
And I
I'm
was asking Joe,
certified, Macklin
are there
certified.
opportunities, give no affiliation for some of our young boxers to get attachments to either boxing schools or boxing organizations out of Dominica for a period of time?
Well, that'll be a plus for them, and I tell you why it's a plus. If they go on the outside to train, they will get more guys in there with class to spar, because our team in Dominica, when you watch the number of boxers, we probably have only one boxer, probably two boxers in one weight class. But if they go outside, they'll get around 10, 20 boxers in the same weight class. So there are more fights to do to go to a commission than just in Dominica. So what you're saying 100%, if they get attachment, it will be better for them.
Okay.
And my final question for you, Joe, my final question. Future competitions. You built a tempo. Some time ago, you built a tempo in the Windsor Park. And for a time, you went into abeyance. You started again, a nice little tempo. Are there any future competitions in the making?
Yeah, we're looking to have it in the next 2 months.
Okay, very good.
Okay. Well, on that note, Job, what I want to say, thanks for coming here. What we need you to do, you have my number, I have your number. Let's keep in touch. Don't be afraid anytime you want to promote your thing, to come here. As I say, I'll tell you again, that insurance thing, you need to go to the insurance
that's a
company,
brilliant idea.
see if you can get one of them to adopt you all, so that way they can be a sponsor for the boxing. Continue doing what you're doing, and then we will speak to you again at some point.
Yeah,
okay?
man, respect.
Thank you,
Thank
brother.
you very much.
Thanks.
Take care.
Yeah.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Thanks, Joe. Nice, always nice. Yeah. Yeah. So yes, guys. So we just heard from Job, as I say, and he's been doing a wonderful job. He like the Lone Ranger, in boxing, guys, in Dominica, Lobby, like you in your days, Lobby, when you were the trainer
Well,
in
see,
athletics. Eh?
oh, I gave the kind of service I gave in them. Even not just boxing. I remember the late John Charles Sebastian, John Charles, a businessman who gave so much his time, you know, for boxing, Sebastian. You know, I've never forgotten Mr. John Charles, you know. A lot for boxing in Dominica. A lot for boxing.
Well, usually that always happens. We're going to try to get to speak to Donnie Robinson for a few minutes, and then we have Maggie with some American basketballers right in studio. So we're going to talk to Donnie because I think there was a big game last night. I mean, top of the table clash last night. So Maggie is also in studio. Will talk to us about his team and some Americans he has brought down to help his team. Maggie will tell us how he got that done. I mean, that's a big feat to me. Yeah, so let's try and get in Donnie first, and then we'll speak to Maggie about how he was able to bring down these guys to Dominica. So we're going to be hearing from the president of the DABA, Donnie Robinson. He's also active player, the coach as well for his team, the Blazers. So let's hope we can get Donnie Robinson to talk to us because, yeah.
But
Yellow,
fundamentally,
eh?
you got Donnie on the line now?
He's there now. So let's hold on.
Okay, let's
Yes, so we have with us the president of the Basketball Association, Mr. Donnie Robinson. Donnie, are you there? Good night.
Hi, gentlemen. I'm here. How are you guys doing?
Good. Donnie, I mean, I think there was a top of the table class last night. You played, by the way. Did you?
Of course. The defending champions, of course I will play.
And you won, right?
Yeah, we won last night. It was a good match, very contested, but we came out victorious.
So who you played against again? Let listeners who want to know.
Yeah, so last night we played against 767 Dominators. We were the Premier Division team of the 767.
That is the team of Maggie?
Yes, that's
well, he's in studio. He has a couple guys there with him from the States, so we're going to be speaking to him in a while. He's in studio with us. Yeah. But what about what's his name? The team, Dr. Darrow's team. Isn't he in the wrestling as well? In the Premier Division?
Yeah, they are in the top 4, I think, or top 5 in the Premier Division. We're about halfway through the league, so
okay.
I'm sure they'll be in contention by the end of the season. They're playing well, one of the critical games. So yeah, they're still in the running, but they're intermediate or the Division 2 team is on top, is unbeaten all the way through the playoffs. So the sports club is doing pretty well. Yeah.
But Donnie, how have you been able to manage that as the coach and still a player? Tell us, how have you been able to manage that? Eh?
Well, right now I actually came out of retirement, so now I'm playing full time.
Okay, so you're playing full time and still coaching, right?
Playing full time. We just brought in a former player to help us with the coaching. So as of last night, we had a full time coach.
So you don't want to say the name of the person?
What's that?
You don't want to say the name of the person?
Yeah, Mr. Dangleman is a player, a former player. He's a young guy still, but this season he's sitting out. He's our coach. And we of course, the senior players on the team, myself, Lynch, we take a critical part in molding and coaching the team. But we realized that we need to spend a little more time on the court as well for us to. We have a lot of young upcoming teams like Maggie team and these guys that are chasing us and are defending champions. We don't want to just lay down and die. So we decided to make that change, and it worked pretty well last night, and we expect that to continue.
Yeah, guys, I'm sure you have questions for Donnie.
Yes, Donnie. In terms of, and I always like to stay in that area, you know, I'm a man always talking about programming and so on. In terms of building the capacity of your referees, is there any program to do that? Because I've looked at 1 or 2 games and the refereeing has been questioned. Is there any programs in place to assist the referees in developing their capacity?
Yeah, for sure. We actually, as we speak, this week we were planning to have a FIBA instructor on Ireland, and that's going to happen within next week or 2 here. We had it last year, and some of the referees you see in this season, we actually recruited and trained for the first time last season. This season, we expect to get 1 or 2 more referees, but also to do a refresher and more advanced training for the existing ones. So it's something we do. We have done for the past 2 years every season, But one thing we try to do now, and the Creole Basketball helped us do that, was to give our referees some regional exposure. So we had one referee travel with us, and we can start seeing the difference. So while it's a challenge, we have to bring in a new crop. But yes, we do have a training session, a FIBA held training session within the next 2 weeks here on island.
Yes, Sebastian. No, I heard Lander talking about the standard of refereeing. One of the problem with the basketballers in Dominica, yeah, is hand check fouls. All right, the rules are very, very clear. I've look at the game, look at the guys playing, and they complain too much. They foul a lot. All right, and they get on. They try to blame the referee. So them guys, they don't shuffle properly. They slow on their feet. You have a guard that is quick move. You have to move. So they end up fouling. Referee call. They get vexed. Some guys have to understand that there's no hand check. International rules. When you go to Olympic, World Champ, the referees they're very, very serious, and they call the fouls.
Yeah.
Tony, you heard that, right?
Yeah. I think we have a combination of issues there, Logie. You're right on that side of it. The other side of it, in recent times, you've had the evolution of the 3x3 basketball, which actually promotes physicality. And so you have pretty much the same players and the same referees refereeing the two different types of basketball. And at times, the lines do cross. So we are trying to kind of, demarcate that clearly, but it is a challenge because it's the same group of referees and coincidentally the same group of players. So, we know that we just need the referees to take a lot more control.
Tony, you said you only halfway in the league going so far. So, what are there return matches or just one round robin phase?
Yeah, so the Premier Division, we are halfway. We just started this week pretty much the second round. So last night was our first game of the second round. But the Division 1 playoffs have started this week because the Division 1 is one round.
Right.
And the playoffs, because there are more teams in Division 1 and the playoff games are more. So the rounds will be best of 3 and best of 5 as we go into them. So they end up playing a lot of games if you forward. So at the end of the day, the playoffs for the Division 1 have started this week. Tonight is the second game of the playoffs. So you have the top 4 Premier Division 1 teams playing best of 3 in the first round and the best of 5 finals. So you could play probably another 8 games if you advance. So there's a lot of basketball. And for the Premier Division, it's going to be the top 4 at the end of the second round, which has just started a week and a half ago. So, but the Premier Division, we only have 6 games as a Premier team. So that kind of encourages us to play a lot more basketball and give the players, enough time to get ready in shape for the end of the season.
So immediately after the season done, are you hoping to have a national team going somewhere to play against other teams? Is that part of your plan?
Well, what we want to do is to promote that. We want to. We see when players have something to play for that we get more players interested. So what we're hoping to do is at the end of the season is to call up a squad that we will start training, and we are looking to go to a couple of the islands and some friendly Guadeloupe and Lucia, showing some interest, but definitely have some kind of offshore experience, not just for to give the players a reward, but to really start building a core of players that we can have a national team. Our team is predominantly young, so the more exposure we give them, the better in terms of playing together and gauging what's out there to be playing again. So yes, we do plan to have a national team set up at the end of the week.
Well, as regards to the Windward Islands tournament, tell us, where is that now, Donny? Have you been having discussions? Where is that right now?
Yeah, so we've had discussions, multiple discussions. What's going to happen before you have an official Windward Islands tournament? It's going to be a friendly invitation of Windward Islands because of the way the regional body is set up. So we are hoping to do that. St. Vincent is trying to kick off their national season in October, and actually they've invited us to send one of our club champions over there for the opening. So we're looking into that. And once that happens,
well, I think you should embrace that. You shouldn't be looking into that. You must decide that somebody must go, a team must go, right?
long as we can. That's for sure.
Okay.
The point is, St. Vincent will have to complete the national league first, which they haven't had in a long time, for them to have a representative team. So once that happens, then we're looking at having an invitational tournament among the 4 countries to start rekindling the Windward Island kind of games at the national level. So that's where we are with that. We've had numerous discussions on it. And the good thing is everybody is in favor of having it. The challenge is maybe we are the only ones that have raised our hands so far in terms of hosting. Because of the fact that we've had a lead now for the past 3-4 years. Other countries is only on the first year and the second year, so they're kind of hesitant to hosting it. So we have a leg up on that, and we're hoping we can do that as soon as somebody not there contribute.
And that is an incentive to local players, because you want to know when you play in a league, at the end of it, you're going to expect something. You're going to know you got a national team. You can travel somewhere, play against other opposition, because you don't want to be just playing a league and that's it at the end of the league. So it's an incentive to the players here to know that the motivation really that they'll be selected, the best players, to travel elsewhere. Huh?
Yes, for sure. That we know that all of us have gone up to the system. We understand that you must have some carrots to be chasing at the end there to make sure that you have something to play for right through, not just go and play a game and win. So yeah, we know that. But again, the challenge is to get all the participating countries ready for us to be able to deliver that. It's a challenge, but I think we are closer to that happening now than we were say last year at this time.
Okay. All right, Donny, thank you very much for joining us. Thank you. We have Maggie in studio. We're going to be speaking to them now. So thank you very much for joining us.
Before Donny goes, I just want to raise something very quickly. Donny.
Guys, but they have to understand that they really have to be the champions. They have to beat the champions. So good game. Keep it up. You're doing some good work. And all the best.
Thank you, man. Thank you, Donny. Thank you.
Donny, before you go, Donny.
Okay, guys, we have in studio with us, we have Dunstan Maggie Peters, and a couple players. I think they came from the States. And he's going to be telling us about how he managed to pull that off and to get up to Dominica. All right, Maggie, good night. And the guys can say their names, eh? Well, let them introduce themselves.
My name is Josh Dumay. I'm a center for 767 Dominators, and I'm from Massachusetts.
My name is Devon Ware. I'm from Buffalo, New York, and I play point guard for the Dominators.
So, Maggie, tell us, how did you manage to get these players here? Where did you find them ready?
Yeah, well, basically, it's all about networking, and that's how I've been able to accomplish a lot of what I've been doing for all the past years. All the scholarships, opportunities for the youths and them. It's about networking. It's about being on social media, linking up, with my page, with what I do, my athletes, take footage of them in practice, in games and stuff like that, their photos, and just market them all over the place. And, coaches and other people out there take interest. I come on Q95 and it's all about networking. And, the internet is like the window to the world. So that's where, you connect with everybody. And so basically, when I became president in 2020, thereabout, Jerry Williams was the president before me, was telling me about Coach Spazier, who got them the scholarship to the US. Did a program where he brought in players from the US to St. Kitts and Antigua, put them on different clubs, so that will help to elevate the quality of the leagues and also the quality of the players, because the players know how to raise their level to play against these players who have a higher quality, And what that did, it elevated the quality of play and the product itself, get people to come out, because, people like when they are foreign players and things, so they want to come out and see. You know what I mean? So since then we want to do that, but always have little issues with funding. Always the hurdle is always funding. And so at this point we didn't get to do it, but now I say, you know what, through it continue, because of thinking of it and speaking of it, it ended up coming in the form of one guy who was watching our live stream. Is Miles Weber, is a white guy, a lot of tattoo. He came down, he saw us, he saw our league, and he was, took a keen interest in it. And then he reached out to us and said, like, how could he, participate in that? I tell him, well, that league is an amateur league, is not, I know he's a pro, So I tell him there's no pain involved. He tell me it doesn't matter, he just want to experience it, He said he'd been to Barbados and St. Lucia, so he would like to come and experience Dominica. And he came, played for us in the tournament, the Creole Championships qualifiers, and he really enjoyed it, And he tell me like, there's a lot of guy out there who would really want to also experience that, and that we link up, and then he reached out to me and tell me like, yeah, you have these guys who are interested, and they're looking to elevate themselves, get visibility, and build their resume to get to pro, to the pro clubs out there in the Europe and South America and stuff like that. And coming through this club, it can help, So he linked me with these guys, and and there they are,
But there's a cost to that to get them here.
Yeah.
And so on. How long are they going to be in Dominica?
Yeah, they're there for the entire season. They've been there for when you guys came in.
End of July. Yeah.
July, and the season ends what? End of October?
Mid-October.
Right. So obviously, as I said, there's a cost.
Yes,
You have
definitely.
to bring them here,
Accommodate
accommodate them,
them.
house them, they have to
Yeah.
eat and
Yes,
everything.
yes.
So how are you handling that?
Yeah, well, it's a tough task, but me, it's determination and with support, togetherness. That's how we get things done, So with the accommodation, the sponsor of my club, which is Happy AC Shillingford, with the Happy product, they sponsor the club. So I start with the marketing manager, and tell them the whole program we want to do, and they help with the accommodation, and with the meals. Link up with couple restaurants, Bear Ridge by the Bridge there gave me a week of lunches. Pops Patisserie over there, Cock Street gave me a week. Marge Dominic, you have my partner Shati, different one. Choices over there giving me every week, they give me two. So that's how we're doing it. We still have to, out of my pocket as well, And so I'm reaching out to more restaurants, to reach out, because together we can get things done, because it's a initiative that's very important towards the youngsters. What it does is that our youngsters, these guys have a lot of eyes on them because they are pros. They are out there, and they have scouts looking at them, recruiters. They have the agents, and the agents, why is looking at them going to see our players? You know what I mean? And our players going to get, if your players step up in good enough, to the plate, they get opportunities.
Well, let's hear from them. We want to hear from them, both of them. Like, guys, tell us how you all have, got acclimatized to the basketball in Dominica. Tell us.
I mean, I've enjoyed my experience playing in the Daba. It's definitely some good talent in the league, very physical league. So it's basketball. Basketball is basketball anywhere. It's not too crazy of an adjustment, but it's been a good experience.
So you were center, right?
Yeah.
You're center. So how have it been so far in terms of points and everything else? How have you done so far?
Last 3 games, I had 13, 16, and 10 points respectively. Probably around 10 rebounds a game. Probably 2-3 blocks a game. So I've been playing my role. Just anchoring the defense, trying to rebound and score when they need me to score. So we're 3-2 right now. Since I've been on the island, we're looking to not lose again if we can. So that's the goal. But yeah.
And your friend, our friend here, tell us that.
My experience has been good here. I like to call them hidden gems on the island right now. I see some players where it's like they have really good potential, and if they continue to work and want to take basketball seriously, they could do that, and that could shine light on Dominica. For me, like I play point guard, so I've been playing pretty well, doubles, getting my guys involved. Like he said, we're 3-2 since I've been here. 3-2 since I've been here, but I believe we'll win. And when playoffs come, we'll see who the best team.
Well, most people associate people playing basketball, all people. So, I remember people like Isaiah Thomas, John Stark from New York, Bugsy Bogues. Remember people like Bugsy Bogues playing basketball. So, because of the height, you're not as tall as your friend there.
Mm-hmm.
So, your skill obviously what's getting you through, right?
Yes, of course. When you're a shorter guy, you got to be skilled and you got to have some heart determination. So I have some things that they don't have. I feel like I'm really fast, So, and I could dribble pretty well. So that works for me.
Guys.
I saw the game last night. Number 21 and number 11. These are the 2 foreign players. That's your numbers.
Correct.
I think these guys are adding value. They're adding value to the development of basketball in Dominica, which is very good. I don't know what's the arrangement of the association. Will they qualify for national selection? That's one. And two, Maggie maybe will answer that. I also saw number 10 on your team on Happy 767. Number 10 is a local player, and he looks very outstanding too. Can we explore a similar opportunity like those American players who came to Dominica for him to go out to meet a team in America and develop his capacity?
Yeah, I think Ondell has all his he has all his college eligibility left, so he's eligible to, if we could connect him to a university in the States, he could go to school for free and play basketball in the NCAA or another organization if we could connect that for him. But he has an opportunity to go to college and play in the US if that works out.
And do you qualify for the national team, number 21 and number 11? I don't know your names.
Well, you heard the question, Maggie? Ronald was asking if they would qualify for the national team. The two players.
Very outstanding.
The Americans.
Right. Well, Ronald, he said the Americans.
True.
So we can qualify.
Also, the first guy that came, Miles Weber, he's at me, he's like, can he get a passport, because he really likes Dominica and wants to play for Dominica. So, you know what I mean? They're really enjoying it. They've been to all the sites and things, so enjoying the basketball.
Well, I want them to say that themselves, Maggie. Let them say that. You guys, have you been enjoying yourself in Dominica?
Yes, I have actually. One of my favorite things is like the hot springs. So
Right.
like after practices and games.
So you go up there?
I like to go up there. I love that. Yes.
And you too as well?
Yeah, definitely the Sulphur Springs, the T2 Gorge, definitely that was cool little site, and then all the food, the Pilau, the ginger lime juice. All that
What
stuff.
about your black pudding? Do you eat that?
I haven't had that yet, so that's next.
Your
month.
local figured codfish, do you eat these things? Local stuff? Well, you know, there's a lot of pear now, a lot of avocado pears, plenty of that around now. So there's a lot of...
Based on what I have seen from those two players, what I saw last night, I saw good quality basketball from the number 21 and number 11. What I would like Maggie to explore is if you could incorporate those guys to assist in building the capacity of our schoolboys. Our current schoolboys, our school teams, be it grammar school, be it SMA, with their skills, the skills that they have, especially number 11. Number 11 is very skillful. He's a shooting guard, very skillful shooting guard. Number 21 is a center, and he also plays very well. How can we use those guys to assist in developing our very young basketballers, especially those at school?
Yeah, well, that's exactly what it is. Because of how skillful they are and stuff like that, and what they do, our players now, it forces them to step up, because you don't want to get embarrassed when you come against them. So when Devon, number 11, steps on with the ball towards you, you have to be able to guard him. So, or else he'll embarrass you, and nobody likes to get embarrassed. So that's what you have to go on. Either you raise your level or you step away. And so that is what the challenge, we put into our players, and they've been stepping up pretty good. Really, I've been taking them in the park to sweat as well, not just in the league, but bringing them and sweat with the guys, in the park and stuff like that. And guys have been stepping up to the challenge, and so it's really, it's a good vibes, And also I just want to say, like, there was also it was three of them. There was a third guy who was scoring a lot of points. That was the shooting guard, which is Assad Mohammed.
So where is he?
Guess what? He just left yesterday because he got called up on a contract to Mexico because of he been tearing up here so much, and because of the stats, he been scoring. He hasn't. The only time he scored 20 less than 40 points was against Blazers in the first round. He scored.
Let me ask you, Maggie, when they're playing, they have scouts watching them from the States?
Definitely, yes.
So they know when they're playing, you send it to them?
Yes, they know. And they themselves, they have their stats, people, their agent taking their stats, making their stat posters, sending it out to the different clubs, So this guy, he's been scoring 40+ points every game except one game, which is against the Blazers. Although he won that game, but they held him to 20 points. So I was hoping he would have played yesterday to overcome that, see if he could overcome that challenge, but he had to leave because of the team in Mexico decided they want him now because they seen what he's doing, down here, and every game is 30 something points. So they say they need a scorer, so he had to leave, which unfortunate for us, but that's what it's about. It's about opportunities for the players. You know what I mean? So it doesn't matter. It's not about the winning for me. It's about once the opportunity knocks, you have to take it right one time. And so that is just an example of to our players to know once you're performing, the world is looking and opportunities is going to come.
Lobby, you wanted to ask something?
Yes. I'm just listening to one of my favorite sport, basketball. I spend a lot of time playing. Now, these two players I've heard about. It's all because of their preparation in the US. Their training very, very, very early. They're fundamentally sound. Their ball handling. And Maggie spoke about the guard, marking the guard. One of the problem I have seen here of our players is how they move their feet quick enough. And this has to do with training, how to shuffle. You have to prepare. Your basketball is a fast-moving game. And you have to step up the plate. You have to work on your speed. You have to do a lot of work. All right? You have to do a lot of work, and it thrills. And secondly, that is based in the US, the colleges, the games are based on plays. You have role players. All right? And I'm hoping that these two players can assist in bringing a different format of basketball. Let the players understand your role as a guard, as a forward. Please, that's what I would like to see.
Dr. Fonke, you have any question for them?
I think mine is just to congratulate Maggie for this move, and and I think it's really going to help. I like that model, because in a way it's going to help our local players to develop. And I just want to welcome you guys here to Dominica, and certainly be looking forward, to see just how this whole thing evolved. I think it's an excellent idea, and thank you for sticking to it and seeing the struggles you went through and to get it done finally. It's really, something to applaud.
And just want to say that I like you were saying about the plays. What that also does is for the coaches, it is a breath of fresh air, because now these guys understand play. So when you call a play, they help, because we're not used to that. Our plays, we normally, most of the teams, it's like we just go along the court and Vike kind of thing, scrimmage. But now we try to organize play, and it's that thing where it's a bit different. But these guys been through it so much that when they come and they fit in with the rest of us, it makes it easier for us. When the two of them come, three of them come, and with the rest of them, they understand, and you have guys like that have been out there. A few guys have been out there, like Abdul, who is on our club, who've been in South America playing. So they've been in that system. So when he call a play, and they pick it up pretty quickly,
Will you guys come back?
They help to the other players to pick it up.
Will you guys come back?
I would come back. I've enjoyed my experience, so I would definitely come back. The opportunity came up for sure.
If I could live here, I would.
Are you serious? You would live in Dominica? Which part of the state you from?
I'm from Buffalo, New York.
Buffalo, right? And you Massachusetts, right? Boston or which?
Close to Boston.
Close to Boston. So you would live in Dominica?
Yeah.
Well, what you must do when you go back, you must tell lovely basketball. It's a lovely place in the world, in the Windward Islands, Dominica. It's the best place to come to live. Yes. Come and have a good time.
Yeah.
You must tell that you can come and play, have fun. Yeah. It's lovely and everything. You must do that.
Definitely.
Right? Okay, Maggie.
Yes, Maggie. One last thing, Maggie. Maggie, I want to commend you. You're a very humble guy, and you've been contributing tremendously to the development of sports in Dominica. You've assisted certain sportsmen to go abroad. Can you just give us a brief summary of that? Very brief. Are you hearing me, Maggie?
Can you repeat the question for him, please?
Yes. As I said, I commend you for your contribution in the Newtown area, in Dominica. And I know you've assisted some sportsmen to go abroad to participate in sports. Can you give us a brief update on that?
Yeah, we have, in terms of basketball, we have Keyshawn Shillingford, who did his freshman year at a D1 college, Stonehill, in Massachusetts. 7-footer from Cornwall Street, Newtown. We also have Malik Laura doing his another year in Arkansas Junior College. And we have Rennie Williams, who did 2 years in Monroe College in New York. and he worked out with a couple clubs, couple schools, and he got a full ride in a college in Memphis. You know, and so he's going to continue his journey. He's a 6'10" youngster, 20-year-old youngster from Suffolk area, and I'm in Rennie Williams, and then we have Jacob Barry out in Florida. You know, he finished Baton Rouge, but he's looking to continue his journey out there. You know, so we have four. We have also Verd Fountain from Granby. She's in Mobile, Alabama, and I'm in. So we're looking for more. You know, we have Charlton Charles from Trafalgar. Also played with us. Who's out there in Texas? It's just and so we have quite a few guys out there. You know what I mean? And we're looking for them to develop so they can come back and help us be competitive, because just soon we're gonna have some FIBA, World Cup qualifying basketball sometime next year, and we hope that these guys can come and make us be competitive and be able to qualify.
Okay, Baggy, thank you very much, guys. It was nice meeting you all.
Thank
Well, you say you all will come back, so we hope to see you all sometime next year.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. So on that note, we'll take a small break now.
Where in Roseau, Kimahabis, you can just walk in and order all your chicken parts, wholesale, and even enjoy retail. It's at AC Shillingford, all chicken parts available that you can afford. Fresh breast, and you know breast is the best. Shillingford wings have muscle. After you eat it, you can fly. As for Shillingford chicken drumsticks, even swinging stars just order drumsticks. And for those of you who love Risa, AC Shillingford keeps your belly full. Buy your chicken wholesale at AC Shillingford, from wings to thighs to drums to breasts to backs to necks. It's available. It's always available, and it's affordable. Plus, you've got pork feet, ham and turkey, bull foot, chicken nuggets, pepperoni, all those right seasonings to make your kitchen keep on ticking. Buy your wholesale chicken at AC Shillingford. When you think of chicken, think of AC Shillingford. Always fresh.
When you want the leg, you do shop at the better than the rest. Go shop at the and they all come when I say shop at the you get more for like this day. Shop at the shop at the yeah, shop at the shop at the shop at the yes, family, customer friendly, with free locations, it's so convenient, and our prices. That's where you belong. Oh, tell your mama, tell your papa, shop at the tell your son and your daughter, shop at the auntie, nan, and cousin, friend, open power, all of them. Got my grandpa, open neighbor, girlfriend, boyfriend, side. What? Shop at the shop at the shop at the shop at the check us out at Pottersville, High Street, and downtown Rose. The New India Insurance Company has reopened its doors in Portsmouth, offering the same great services you get in Roseau. Motor vehicle insurance, home and business owners, fire and related perils, public liability, and so much more. Come, visit us today for insurance with a personal touch on Bay Street, Portsmouth, or call us at 445-4023. We are ready to serve you. Dominicans, insure your property, protect your property. You homeowner and businessman, protect your property, insure your property. Can't wait for the hurricane, can't wait till you flood again, can't wait till you fly out and all your business coming out. Remember, no insurance company will insure your property when a storm is approaching. Get ahead of the hurricane season. Insure with a company who gives you the assurance of payment for your valid claim. Come speak with us today at the New India Assurance Company Limited, upstairs AC Shillingford and Company Limited, 24 King George Street, Roseau. Bring along an up-to-date valuation from a qualified engineer and get insured today. Looking for a quiet, relaxing place to stay? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Leaving the office late and need somewhere close to town? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Have business clients coming in and need accommodation? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Looking for group accommodation? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Located at 37 Goodwill Road in Portersville, upstairs ACS Supermarket. Enjoy our semi-self-contained rooms with private washroom, bathroom, Wi-Fi, air condition, cable network, mini refrigerator, all in a non-smoking environment. Call or WhatsApp at 1767-275-1899 or email us at info@portersplaceguesthouse.com to make your reservations. Porter's Place, your home away from home. Fit for a king, a queen, and all their royal subjects.
Yes, we are back. We're going to be talking a different sport. By the way, the latest score in the CPL match in Barbados, the Barbados team 43-2, Brendan King 46 not out. Yes, and as we say we must not forget Josephine Gabriel, who have kindly consented to give us some Tuapita water, the best in Dominica. We want to encourage local. Right, we're going to be talking chess. We have with us the president and nice, lovely young lady who was here some time ago. They're going to be telling President, what's happening with chess now?
Yes, good evening, Sebastian. But right now, we just preparing for a few events to come. We have our national chess tournament coming up. We have
When is that, by the way?
We have the qualifiers at the end of September, which is like from the 26th of September. We have to determine the length of it based on the availability of time that we're going to have. So we're looking at having one round per day and on the weekends in the week, one round and on the weekends having two rounds, the Saturday and the Sunday, and somewhere in between is a break. But we're going to announce that like everything, hopefully by the weekend, we'll announce the details of that. And then the finals should be in November. So that is more set because it's going to be 10 players, so it's like 9 rounds. So that's going to be like
So how it's going to be every day or every weekend?
No, it's going to be in 1 week, or maybe starting 1 week, finishing the other week. That's where it's
in the end of September.
Right. So that one might actually start in the week and finish on the weekend. So, but before that, next week Saturday we have our National Chess Festival coming up.
Mm-hmm. Tell us about that then.
Yeah, we're looking to have some big things happening on the promenade. We're going to have our chess players sitting there playing chess. We're going to have people teaching chess. We're just giving little examples of how to learn chess.
When you say the promenade, you mean next to the bridge, right?
Right.
So what time of day that's going to start?
So it's going to be from 11 a.m. and go up until about 3 p.m.
So where exactly in the promenade you're going to have that?
So right near the bars where all the benches are, the sheltered area. So we're not going to be blocking off any streets or anything. We want people to pass with the vehicles to see, maybe park and come and investigate what's going on here.
So how many chess players do you expect to be there on that day?
Oh, like a lot of them.
So like more than 20?
Oh yeah, for sure.
More than 50?
The youth alone should be more than 20.
Whoa, so you a big so. Tell us, so all the bars, have you spoken to the owners of the bars and so on?
We have been speaking to them, yes. We haven't spoken to all of them yet. I was given a contact by one of the owners of the bars as to who does organization of events on the promenade, and that was Mr. Sean Astafan. So we spoke to him, and he said, yes, he's good to go, and he said that he will talk to the bar people, but I still going to go there myself again to see if I can meet the rest, because the time I went, not all of them were open. So I only got to speak to like one person.
But chess is the thing you need to concentrate. Are they going to be open with music and so? Because if you have noise in your head, you really can't concentrate, right?
But it's not a tournament, so you need to concentrate in chess, yes. But it's not a tournament, so it's not going to be a big issue. We're really there just to show you chess is playing. You're going to be able to observe the players playing chess right in front of you. You're going to be able to ask them questions even while they're playing. we're going to ask some of them questions, what they do, like get their thought process while they're making moves. And the people who know something about chess, they might even learn a little more and become more intrigued and hopefully want to learn more and form about the federation.
Lobby, you're going to say something?
No, continue.
Okay. The young lady,
Yeah,
we want to hear you.
yes.
So you're going to be playing, one of the players, right? Come on.
Hi, good night.
Say your name. You will hear something. Let people, listeners know your name.
Hi, good night. My name is Aini Kati. I'm the chess champion for the women's team in Dominica. You said, repeat your question, please?
Right. You're going to be one of the players next Saturday during the festival, right?
Yes, I will be there.
Right. So have you been training, practicing,
Well, we are not going to
or
play.
preparing?
Yes, I've been preparing, but we are not going to play for the chess festival.
Or you're not going to play in the festival?
No, we're not going to play in the chess festival.
So who is going to be playing in this festival?
Wait, so the thing is, it's not a tournament. So
Right.
They're just going to be here. So like when you tell a chess player about preparation, they're thinking of a tournament that they have to prepare for a tournament.
Mm.
So that's where her confusion is. So she's an honored guest as the women's champion.
Okay.
And she's one of two women's champions that we've had on Ireland. So she's going to be there. We are going to also have our national chess champion in the open section, which is Nigel Francis, well, he's the former champion, and our current national chess champion, Robert Breedy. We're going to have them there. We're going to have our under 18 junior chess champion, that is Kijani Pelte of Portsmouth. He attends the ITSS, the Isaiah Thomas Secondary School. And then we're also going to have our other female champion, who is Zahidu Henry. She was our first female champion. And in addition to that, we will have the school champions, which is the boys from the St. Mary's Academy, and they're going to be there as well. So we're going to have all our champions on display for you to see that we have been having tournaments in Dominica, and we do have chess champions.
Yes, guys.
Yeah, Carlton, who in terms of in those activities, you need sponsorship. What is sponsors involved in this activity?
Well, currently we did not target any sponsors per se for the chess festival. What we did do is I was at a meeting in Colombia last month, and I spoke to it was the CCA meeting, which is the Confederates of Chess of the Americas, the Confederation of Chess of the Americas, sorry. At that meeting, I spoke with the board, and they said that they would give assistance. I had to prepare a proposal, and so most of our assistance is going to come from them and from some funds that we have on the account. So,
Go ahead.
Previously, I made a proposal, and I want to reiterate it tonight because I think it's very important. And this festival would have been a good opportunity to execute that particular idea. What I would like to see is a chess program for other sportsmen to build their mental capacity. So it may mean having the discussion at the DOC, Dominica Olympics Committee, the other sports committees in Dominica, organizations in Dominica, and see how well we can put together a program to assist the mental development of our young sportsmen. We've got quite a number of young sportsmen in cricket, in football, in basketball. And sports success in sports now is not only based on talent, but it's based on your mental preparedness and your mental capacity. And I know chess can assist tremendously in that area. So this is something, Carlton, I would like you all to consider. It's a little late for the festival to involve them, but this is a matter I would like to give you all to give some key consideration to.
well, yes, thank you for that input, Mr. Lander. But actually, I have spoken to a couple of the heads of different sports associations. I spoke to Yannick Regis, who I believe is the vice president for basketball, the president for DFA, and the president of the boxing association. That is
Job Joseph.
Job Joseph, sorry. So I've spoken to them. We have discussed it, and we need to put a plan together as to how we're going to involve chess in the other sports, and when we're going to get the time to train the players and so forth. The chess festival, this is the first one we have it. And the purpose of this one is really to engage with sponsors and with the community so that they can learn about chess and learn about the Dominica Chess Federation. One of the other things that we are doing with this is that rather than targeting people to sponsor the chess festival, we are looking to invite. So we have already started inviting potential sponsors, businesses. We want to build relationships with the businesses, so that they can see what chess can do for the country, for the youth, and also for their business. It's going to be an event where we're going to be building relationships, putting our heads together to work to see how we can use chess to benefit our nation. So I believe that the best route was not to actually target sponsorships for this initial festival, but rather invite them over, let them have a look at what's going on. So we are inviting sponsors, like officially inviting them. We're going to have them as special guests at the festival. We're going to have a ceremony for them, a little eat some drinks for them, nothing much, but they're going to be there with us, and actually inviting some of the heads of the different sporting associations as well to join us.
Lobby, you're saying something?
Yeah, but continue. Go ahead, continue. Sorry.
Okay, Ms. Casimir, tell us then. You're not saying anything much. I mean, tell us, what are your aspirations? Do you want to be a world chess champion or what? Tell us.
I am working towards being a chess champion in Dominica and hopefully in overseas.
Mhm.
I am aspiring to participate in our qualifications for our Olympiad, which would be next year, September.
Yes, the Olympiad is next year in September.
Yes, next year, September. So I'm aspiring to be in the Olympiad. I really like chess and I see myself being a very good player for Dominica. That's why I'm here today to represent chess and how good it can be and how we can travel and stuff.
Is chess an Olympic sport?
Yes, it is. But
So why?
No.
It's not an Olympic sport.
No, not as yet.
Okay.
It is the Olympiad. It's called an Olympiad.
So explain to people. I don't know what's an Olympiad. I need you to tell me. And tell everybody else. They don't know.
So the chess Olympiad is basically where all the countries, not just all the countries who want to play chess and who can play chess and have a chess team, they go and play against other countries, and basically it's the same idea of Olympics, but just that they are not in the Olympics and just an Olympiad. So you play against each other, and players who are not that good as other players, they play against each other, while the stronger players play against the stronger players, and they just move up from there.
So where is that chess Olympiad going to be held?
Uzbekistan. This year,
Uzbekistan.
yes, this year it will be held in Uzbekistan. Next year it will be held in
Uzbekistan.
Uzbekistan.
So there's a World Chess Federation, right?
Yes, International Chess Federation.
And Dominica is a member of that.
Yes, we are.
Okay. All right.
So,
Yeah, so we're going to be participating in that competition because I would like to know what future competitions are on the horizon for Dominica's participation in chess.
So yes, the Olympiad is something that we have participated in, in 2022 and 2024. In 2022 in Chennai, India, we sent a team. Also in 2024 in Hungary, in Budapest, Hungary, we sent a team there as well. So we are also looking to send a team in Uzbekistan, the exact city. It doesn't come to my mind at the moment, but we're going to be Uzbekistan in 2026 in September. It will be for what? Maybe about 2 weeks. That's how long it runs. And it's an 11-round tournament. It's a team event where teams play against teams. And as Ayani mentioned, the better you perform, you're going to be meeting teams that perform. Well, it's a Swiss tournament, and in Swiss tournaments, what happens is you meet teams based on your performance. So if you lost in the first round, then likely you're going to meet another opponent who lost. If you won in the first round, so in the second round, you're going to meet an opponent who won. And how the team is formulated, is set up, is 4 players per team. You go board 1, 2, 3, 4. usually the strongest player on board one, and then it regresses as you go down the boards. The player's strength go down as well. So you'll have your best player on board one, that is your top board, and board two, your next best player, and board three, and board four, and you have one sub. We're going to have in Chennai, we had only an open team. Now in chess, you have open teams and you have women team. There's no such thing as a men's team in chess. So it's only open chess, men and women can compete, and then there's women's chess, which is for women only. Now we had an open team in Chennai, but in Hungary we had both an open team and a women's team. And Ayani, who was like what, 15 years, Ayani? You were like 15? Yeah, she was like 15 and she was on the team, And she was about 15 years. So she had just become the women's champion. And, she made the team for our first women's Olympiad team. So she was a member of that. So, she can get herself a round of applause. And there was also another young lady, Desiree Daniel, right? Desiree Daniel as well. She was on the Olympiad team. And I'm looking forward to seeing if she can make the team again. She's a really good player as well. I've looked at both she and Ayani play, and both of them show some strong signs of being strong players. And if they just continue, they can be some really, really dangerous players in the future.
That's great. So have you decided who is going to go to Tashkent, the place you're looking for in Uzbekistan?
Tashkent. Right, Tashkent. But anyway, not as yet. Not. Oh, we.
So is there a process that you use
so
to
we
determine?
just working out the small details of the fine tuning of our criteria for making the Olympiad team. Once that is completed, we're going to release that to the public so that they know. But I mean, the basis of it is that we have 4 tournaments. Okay, basically, it's 2 tournaments. It's our 2 national tournaments, but the national tournaments is divided into 2 sections. You have the qualifiers. You have the qualifiers and you have the finals. So you qualify, which is what we're going to have at the end of September. You get points for that. So I think the top 3 places will get points for that, and in the finals, the top 5 places will get points. And then going into the next year, which is the Olympiad year, we are looking at the national champion, which from inception, the federation has believed that the national champion has to represent Dominica at all competition, and likewise the national women's champion. So these 2 going to automatically qualify. The winners of the next year finals, the next year national championship, will automatically be on the team. So this is the one sport I can tell you that will be there. As to who that person will be, I don't know yet. Competition getting tight.
But I get the question Dr. Fontaine asked you. Now, in all sports, Dr. Fontaine will know, did cricket they have selectors, football? So that I'm sure he probably asked the question, how you go about selecting the person. Do you have selectors as they have in other sports, or you have somebody who would look at all the players and decide, but these are the people that should represent them?
Okay, so at the moment, no, we don't have selectors. That is why we have the criteria. So the criteria is a written document. Everybody is going to have access to it. In fact, as a matter of fact, it's going to be a public document. Whether you're a part of the federation or not, you're going to be able to look at that document and see that is the criteria we'll be using to select our Olympiad team. Now, hopefully in the future, you see what you're saying, we can have that. But the thing is, because of resources and so on, we are limited as far as tournaments that we can perform in. We can participate in. Now, we only have our national tournament, and when we're looking at rated tournaments, we don't even have that as yet. But that is something we are working on. We are looking to get our tournaments rated. Now, we can do rated tournaments via hybrid, which means all of us in this room here, you see how they are on the TV, right? So we look at our opponents on the TV and we play them on the computer. They themselves in another area in one room. They have an arbiter there, which is like the referee. We have an arbiter with us as well, and there's a chief arbiter overseeing everything. We can get rating like that. But to get to the tournaments that actually giving you credibility, like Nigel Francis last year in the Olympiad, he earned his candidate master title because he scored more than 50% in his games. And when you do that in the Olympiad, you automatically get the title. Larry Thomas did a tournament in Trinidad and he scored more than 50% in again, but in that tournament you couldn't get the title, but you get it provisionally. So now he has to get to the rating. The problem is he's not doing a lot of tournaments where he can get the rating. And the bigger rating tournaments would be when you can travel and go overseas and take part in these competitions. So that is the one challenge we're facing. So we're looking at for our future having those resources that we can get to tournaments, even nearby tournaments that are rated, that we can send someone to represent, and so their rating can go up, and we can have more rated players, and then we can have people coming in and saying, observing this guy is that rating, and he plays like this and like this, and they can analyze, and maybe we can have selectors assist us in choosing our Olympiad team.
Right. So thank you very much. And I'd like joining. So what we will do after the festival next week, we'll probably 2 weeks time have you back here so you can tell us, right? And young Miss Casimir, all the best. You look like a real promising player in chess, right, Mr. President? Thank you so much. All
right, thank you.
Right, thanks. Guys, we only have a few minutes. I'm sure you all watch cricket today. England lost today again. South Africa now 2-0 in the free match series. The next one, final one is on Sunday morning, 5:30. And in less than a month, the West Indies team will be playing the first test against India. In fact, yes?
Yes, Sebastian.
Well, let me just finish what I'm saying, Olobi, just now.
Oh, sorry, so I realized that.
Yeah. They leave on the 23rd of October, of September, the West Indies team. I know that for a fact. They leave for India on the 23rd. First test is on the 2nd. The team should be selected anytime now. And it'll be interesting to see.
2 test series?
2 test series. And then after, I think they go to Bangladesh to play some white ball cricket and then heading for New Zealand to play 3 test matches, though, in New Zealand. So it'll be interesting to see what they come up with for the test match. As I said earlier today, Senior Fountain made some runs, guys. 51 in top score, but West Indies lost today. Yellow, you were saying something?
Yes, Sebastian. At the start of the program, I told you about my concern. It's a concern which something which Lander spoke about, all right, some time ago. And I told you that what I've been saying that why Dominican players are being victimized right now, cricketers. Jamal Fountain has been withdrawn from the Winwood team. You had Tyson and Benjamin.
When you say Jamal Fountain?
No, sorry, Hamilton. Sorry, Jamal Hamilton. All right, and also we had Tyson and Benjamin.
Hold on a while. What you say you have been withdrawn from the thing?
No, it's not. He has been withdrawn.
He's not given a contract.
Right, but here this. You know there was a tournament, right? How many matches did he play for Dominica? Do you all know? Did Dominica play in the tournament? How many matches he played?
I don't know, Sibo.
Well, exactly. So that is why you don't just make statement.
Listen, Sibo, I'm not for us yet. I'm not for us yet about statement. I'm not for us yet.
No, I just say that Dominica.
I know because what I'm saying is this. Yes, what I'm saying is this. We brought Sammy and the president of the West Indies board when Hodge and Afanas, what happened to them. I believe the president of the Cricket Association and Landard asked about their minister. But I would like to have the president of the Cricket Association next week. We need to find out from him what is happening. All right? Here, you're saying about Jamal wasn't about. He can see all that. He can defend himself.
No, but he don't have to, but I know that. So I don't need him to say that. What I'm saying, you're saying...
But Sibo, what about Tyson and Benjamin?
No, but Tyson, by the way, Tyson is on the win was 15-month thing for the franchise. I can tell you that.
They picked Tyson?
Yes, he's on the franchise.
Is it picked only 15 over
I just said that. They picked 15 guys. He's part of it. I can tell you that. The franchise selection, so he's part of the franchise. So he'll get paid for the next year. So he's part of the franchise. But Lobby made a statement about
Jamal Hamilton.
Well, Dominica had to play him. Dominica had to play him. Huh?
Clarify that, Sibo. On the 50 overs team that was selected after the last competition, he and Benjamin was left off.
Yeah, I know that. What I said, the franchise. Remember, each territory,
that area.
Yeah, each territory has to pick 15 players to be part of their franchise. That I know Tyson's on the team. I can tell you that.
So he's not selected. He's not selected.
That's why I say he's not selected
Kind of
on the
just as bad.
50 overs, but they have him as part of the franchise. Where he'll be getting paid. So they're confusing themselves. That's what I'm saying. The whole lot of nonsense.
Very much.
Nonsense. In fact, I'll tell you what.
Very much.
Now is a problem. In fact, they've withdrawn from sponsorship in the team. I'm hearing a president on some other station saying they're trying to get a sponsor for Dream 11. What you should be doing, trying to get a sponsor to have proper cricket in Dominica, not trying to get a 10 over nonsense which doesn't develop your cricket. You should be looking for funds to have a proper 2-day competition
to
whatever,
develop 3
to
days,
develop your cricket.
develop the local cricket.
Or have camps for young boys and so on.
Mhm.
Not to be talking about having a sponsor to talk about dreamy T10 nonsense.
But the Dream 11 was specifically for betting. So if they pulled out, I don't see that happening because that was where they got the money from. That was a whole betting scheme.
Well, Dream 11 no more because they've withdrawn them.
Exactly.
The laws have been passed in there. They can't operate
They cannot,
anymore.
you see, because that's all they were doing.
Yeah.
Just they were gambling.
Exactly.
Gambling.
Exactly. So
I think a serious error was made in leaving Tyson and Benjamin out of the 50 over team, and we need to do something about that. Dominica need to do something about that. I heard the president saying that the selectors of the opinion that Tyson game is more suitable for the red ball format. But the guy came in the white ball format and he performed.
Hold on. We'll come back to you. Let us take this caller. Good evening.
Sibo,
Yes, sweetheart.
I want to ask you a pertinent question.
Go ahead,
I
right
hope the
ahead.
president of the Cricket Association is listening.
Mm-hmm.
Sibo, you played cricket from 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
You played international, whatever cricket.
Mm-hmm.
You're experiencing that. You are still alive. You are there. You're wrong. So why don't the president of the Cricket Association, so he cannot call you, Sibu, ask you for some advice. You all discuss the thing. No man is an island. What is going on? Why they don't like to use the experts we have here? Sibu, so they cannot call you and ask to help them? It's Dominica. We are Dominicans. We want good for Dominica. Everybody thinks they can do everything. No, we cannot do everything.
Totally agree with you. Totally agree with you. Totally agree with you.
Man.
Totally agree with you. Totally agree with you. Totally. Go ahead, guys. As we wind up. Yeah.
Before we leave, Sebastian, I'm hearing about white ball and red ball. A fast bowler, will be his deficiency in one or the other, in white or red?
Well, what I know, if you can bowl, right, Lobby?
Thank you very much.
You can bowl. You can call out the ball.
Yes, Tyson is the only bowler from the Winner Islands on the Western State team.
1 minute.
So what can we make a Winner Islands team?
Hold on, Ronald. 1 minute. 1 minute, Lobby.
Blessed evening.
Good evening.
Blessed evening, gentlemen.
Good evening.
I just wanted to go back on you had Maggie.
Right.
On your show, because basketball and boxing are two of my favorite sports.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to say congratulations with the guys winning in boxing here. I wanted to make it this weekend. Transportation, I didn't make it, but I'm just saying kudos, and I definitely look forward to hopefully seeing some more matches here in Dominica. And to Maggie, I just want to say kudos to him, good brother, friend. And, from the time I've been back in Dominica, I've always seen him just always on the go, taking care of, his boys and having sports in Dominica and doing it tirelessly a lot of times by himself. So I just want to give him some encouragement and to say to keep on going, keep on moving, because someday you may not get all your blessings here in this realm, but certainly you'll be rewarded because the children that you're assisting now, will be our future tomorrow, and they can look back and see that how much you've sweated for them. So
I concur with everything you have said, young lady. I concur with everything you have said, honestly.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I wish some more sponsors would get on board with him, trying to assist him. So if he needs a massage therapist, he needs to call me up. He knows who I am.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll probably should get in touch with him then. We probably should do.
I have, and here everybody just, I'm gonna call you. I've been talking to them in a lot of the sports people here in, doing what I do, because that's what I do, and I'm
Right.
good at it, and I'm great at it, but they don't utilize the locals that they have.
Well,
here.
I'm sure he's listening. I hope he does. We'll encourage him to get in touch with you.
Okay, have a blessed evening.
Thanks, you, darling.
All right, thanks.
Ronald,
She
quickly.
makes a
you
valid
was-
point about
yeah,
Maggie.
Yeah, you were
Yeah.
saying something quickly before
I'm
we
saying,
wrap up.
I'm saying again that Tyson is the only player, only bowler from the Winod Islands team to make West Indies A 50 over game. He played in a tournament recently and he performed creditably. Why is he left out from the 50 over team? That is
Well,
poor.
as
That
I
is-
said,
that
I've
is
asked certain
wrong.
questions. What I can tell you, the coach, and I can tell you straight, the coach said to me they're more looking at Tyson for red ball cricket. That's what he said to me. I'm
But
not
he's
telling
only playing
you.
West Indies A team 50 over.
Well,
That
you
is
just asked a
nonsense.
question. I was
We shouldn't
not
stand for
giving you his answer. I was not giving you his
Dominica should not stand for that. We should do something about that in Dominica. That's poor.
Can we have the president on next week?
We'll try that. We'll try that. Anyway, guys, on behalf of Dr. Fontaine, Ronald London, Lobby, I want to say good night. We're going to be back next week. There's the next program. And before we leave, Dr. Fontaine, please let people know the news about people get irritated or scared really when they hear about hurricanes. So continue educating Dominicans about the weather forecasting, please. Good night, everybody.
One love.